Ooh, welcome back to Action Jack-0ffs, the show where we talk about the very best and favorite action movies of all time. Welcome to essentially the final episode, the finale of the show, episode 40, where we talk about the big one, where we talk about the Rocky franchise. Kind of a long one coming.
Adrian!
Something that is so funny to me is you can say that, and you can say maybe any other number of quips or one-liners from the movies, all of the movies, and it's just like that's just part of the hexagon,
Part of the fandom.
part of just this cultural zeitgeist, pop culture phenomenon that is Rocky, you know?
It's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how hard you can get hit and keep on moving. 'Cause that's how winning's done.
That's so funny. So fun fact about that is just right off the rip, that monologue that he does in the sixth movie, Rocky Balboa, when I used to take...
15.
No, it's the sixth one.
We don't talk about 5.
No, we don't talk about 5. Oh, I see what you're saying. You're saying Rocky Balboa is the real Rocky 5.
It's the real Rocky 5.
Yeah, I gotcha. But in that movie, when I used to take acting classes, they were like, you have to pick a monologue and then act it out for us on our like mini stage that they had in the classroom. And it took me a while, but I was like, I really like Rocky, so I started like going through the Rocky movies, and I remembered this monologue, and I picked that monologue to act out in front of the class. And I was doing it, and I was fucking killing it. Not to toot my own horn or anything, but I was fucking killing it. And I was doing all the lines, I was doing everything. And the thing that the teacher gave me marks on was that she said I killed it, but at the very end, I was like 16 at the time. And so like right at the very end of the monologue is when Rocky tells his son, he goes, "You're my son and I'll love you no matter what." And I said that at the end of my monologue, and I got marks on it because she was like, "You're 16. You're not gonna have a son old enough to like have this conversation with." And I was like, "Fuck you."
It's part of the dialogue.
I was like, it's part of the monologue. Like, fuck me. What am I supposed to... I guess I should have like not said it, or I should have said, "You're my brother and I love you no matter what," or something. But I said son, so because I was really in character.
Yeah. Joke's on her.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it is what it is. Anyway, Rocky, let's talk about just how great Rocky is. Like, do you want to go movie by movie? Or do you want to talk about it broadly and then go movie by movie? Or how do you want to do it?
Dude, we can do whatever we want. It's the last episode, baby.
We can just scrap this and start talking about whatever we want.
Yeah, fuck this. We're Rocky 4, dude.
Oh, yeah. You want to start with Rocky 4?
I just want to talk for just a second about because I mentioned it in one of the other podcasts, but I just want to talk about it for a second.
Go ahead.
Me and my dad went and saw Rocky 4, but the re-edit 2021 edition.
Okay.
Where Sylvester Stallone had nothing better to do but to recut Rocky 4 with alternative footage for pretty much every scene. I don't know if he was just using different takes or whatever, but supposedly in like an hour and 30-minute movie, he like used an additional hour of footage for like 40 minutes or something crazy. But he like edits out the robot.
And
there's no robot at all in the re-edit of Rocky 4.
You say it like it's a bad thing.
It's not, but it's just crazy that he was able to pull it off.
Oh, like there's no... Well, I guess that's because any of the scenes, including the robot, are just have absolutely minimal to no impact on any of the other scenes in the movie.
Really not, and it makes it just completely more dramatic. It's like it's instead of it starting the way it originally did, it kind of does still do the Clubber Lang, like how all the movies will do like the last 20 minutes of the last movie.
Oh yeah, they like sum it up.
Yeah, they sum it up. But instead it shows like the last two rounds of the Clubber Lang fight, and then it shows Rocky and Apollo's conversation that happened before that. It doesn't show the legendary third fight.
between Apollo and Rocky.
Yeah, where they're just by themselves and there's no audience or anything.
Oh, that's interesting.
That scene's completely cut out as well.
Of the recap.
The recap. And then it starts with Apollo in the pool, seeing the Drago and Red Army stuff.
Okay. Wait, the movie starts like that?
Yeah, after the recap.
What?
Yeah, it just starts there instead.
That's so weird. So wait,
And then
is there still is there
it
still
focuses mostly on Apollo for the first like 10 or 12 minutes. Then it goes to Rocky and stuff, which is I guess where they cut the robot and the fancy car and all those scenes out.
I was about to say, because is there still do they still have a scene where they celebrate Paulie's birthday?
No, it's completely gone.
What? I
Yeah,
mean,
that's what I mean.
not like it was essential to the plot or anything, but that's just really
That's what
fascinating.
they just cut out a lot of the goofy, and it's more like a story about like Creed. It's like more heavily like into the Creed, like being upset that he's old, and then like trying to get this fight, and and then the whole like more Red Army stuff,
Yeah.
Red Scare type stuff.
Yeah. I don't want to change.
Okay, it's like that's like the first 20 minutes of the movie instead.
That's such a. I'll say this about Rocky Four, man. Like, I really love the Apollo Creed stuff.
And it's hey, you'll like this cut of it then because it's like he's like the main character until he dies, and then it turns into a Rocky movie.
That's crazy. I got to see it now.
It's really interesting.
I think we tried to look up where you could watch it. And it's not even streaming anywhere.
No, I think you have to rent it, but I'll rent it and watch it again. I think it's a really interesting cut.
Yeah, because you don't get many cuts of Rocky movies.
No, you have like director's editions, but this is different. This is like they re-engineered the movie completely.
Well, it's funny. Like, how can you have a director's edition for a movie
When
that's
he's
when he is the director? When every
exactly
single movie is directed by
he's the
Sylvester
producer.
Stallone.
He's the
Uh,
producer and writer, except for like the Creeds and the later
well, I
Rockies.
think actually he's not the producer of any of the movies. It's actually a guy. It's actually it's mostly done by the Winkler family.
Oh,
Erwin Winkler and his son Charles Winkler. I believe he also has another son, David Winkler, but I couldn't find any information about him. But yeah, Erwin Winkler, Charles Winkler, and they go on to, and then Sylvester Stallone doesn't become a producer until the Creed movies. When he produces the Creed trilogy. So he didn't actually produce the first six Rocky movies.
interesting.
Yeah. Which you'd think he would, considering how independent Rocky was. Well, I guess it wasn't really independent. It was distributed by Metro Goldwyn Mayer. But yeah, considering how just like how big of a hand he had in the original Rocky movie. Well, I guess he couldn't be a producer in the original Rocky movie. He didn't have a pot to piss in. Because I'm sure everybody kind of understands and knows like the story behind the original Rocky movie and like just like the obstacles and lengths that Sylvester Stallone went through just to get it made, which in and of itself is kind of like a real life Rocky movie. In fact, I think they're actually Hollywood's coming out with like a new movie called I Played Rocky or I Am Rocky or something like that, where it's a biopic
About the making of Rocky,
about the making of Rocky, about what Sylvester Stallone had to go through to get the movie made.
which is just the metaphor, which is acting out in the movie itself. It's beautiful.
Yeah, it's kind of like a round. It's life imitating art, art imitating life.
Gorgeous.
It's beautiful, but yeah, he had to sell his dog to get the money he needed to sell the script. Like he was gonna sell the script, and everybody was like, "Sell us the script." He was like, "I'll sell you the script, but I'll only sell it to you if I can play Rocky." And they were like, "Who the fuck are you? We don't want you to play Rocky."
I'll take it somewhere else then.
I'll take it and do my own thing.
I'll direct it too. Whatever, man.
But yeah, it is fascinating, like everything he went through just to get that movie made. And that movie turned out to be, you know, like the movie of 1976, um, best director, best film editing, best picture, and so it kind of had its own heyday at the Oscars. I don't know what else it had to compete with in 1976,
It's right
but
in between Jaws and Star Wars. It's just it had that whole year in between.
yeah, I mean, if you're thinking about movies that kind of defined 70s cinema, you can't get far without talking about Rocky, which would
No,
then
it's
go,
one of the big ones.
yeah, I mean, it's one of the big ones, and then it goes on to, have its own, becomes a franchise by simply just taking what worked in the first movie and applying it to every sequel. And every sequel, in some form or fashion, has something positive to say. You have something positive to say about it, except maybe Rocky Five,
Yeah, we don't talk about Rocky Five.
but we will.
You don't have to.
But the first Rocky movie, I think, in so many ways, is just is almost a perfect movie.
It's just so slow, but I love it.
Yeah, but I mean, that's kind of like where you look at it compared to the rest of the sequels. The first Rocky movie is a drama in all senses of the word, which is funny that
But,
it's
but it says sports action right
but it
here.
says sports action, which is funny because yes, it's a sports movie. It's about boxing, but the only action scene you really get is at the end of the movie, and that's kind of
Yeah, but
how it works for all these movies.
he runs. Come on.
He
There's a lot
runs.
of running.
There's a lot of running.
There's a lot of push-ups.
I will say the later movies, once you get past Rocky 2, once you get into Rocky 3, they do add the element of having a mid-movie fight. Like
You got to keep people going.
you have to have a fight that takes place in the sort of like it's like the halfway point in the middle of the movie to the beginning of the movie. Rocky 3 has his first fight with Clubber Lang where he loses. And then the final fight of the movie is where he beats Clubber Lang. Oh, Rocky 3 also has that fight with Hulk Hogan in the beginning of it.
it's it's not really a fight. It's an exhibition.
It's an exhibition match. I'm not taking it seriously. Hey, man, I'm sorry if I hurt you back there.
Put on a show.
Put on a show, man. We're doing it for the fans. But yeah, Rocky 3 has that. Rocky 4 has the fight the trope
Apollo
fight.
Creed.
Has the fight with Apollo Creed where he loses, and then Rocky takes up the final fight at the end of the movie.
What started as an exhibition has ended in disaster.
Yeah. Rocky 5, I guess you can make an argument that it has multiple action scenes because it's not Rocky fighting, but it's Tommy Gunn fighting like multiple people throughout the movie, but they're not like prolonged action sequences, so I don't
I don't
really
know what you're talking about.
he's like, I've never seen the movie.
I've seen it, but it's just I have as much brain damage as Rocky when I watch that movie.
I gotcha. Which, I'll say that is an interesting angle to take that movie.
I just wish it was better.
Sylvester Stallone wishes it was better too.
I wish that they did the exact. I just wish they ran back that one. They were just like Rocky 5.0.
They kind of did with Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, because I like that movie so much better.
That's a good
That's
movie.
why I'm like, that's a Rocky. That's really Rocky 5.
I feel like I feel like Rocky Balboa is the closest in terms of tone to the first two Rocky movies. Because I feel
Yeah,
like,
it becomes much more dramatic again.
yeah, because Rocky 1 and 2 are pretty dramatic. They've got like some really interesting things to say. I feel like Rocky 2 kind of gets overlooked because it's not a goofy sequel like the sequels are, like Rocky 3 through 5. But it's not as taken seriously as the first Rocky movie, because the first Rocky movie was just a landmark film that's like hard to top. But Rocky 2 comes in and it's like got some great things going for it. I really like how Rocky 2 explores like the elements of what do you do after, the fame wears off. You know, once your 15 minutes of fame is up, where do you go from there? How do you make a living? I like that Rocky, you know, struggles to figure out what his place in life is when he's not fighting, and then only to discover that he has to fight in order to make a name for himself and support his budding family.
You need to leave, sir.
Yeah.
Whenever he just can't read the
Yeah.
script and stuff when he's trying to get the job, and the
Yeah.
guy's like, "You just need to leave. Get
Sad,
out of here.
man.
Rocky can't read."
And they fired him from the fucking meat plant. Oh my
Yeah, the meat
god.
plant.
So sad. And I mean,
What's funny now is he would be doing like tire commercials or something, and he wouldn't have to work at the meat plant and stuff.
he was like, hey, yo.
Hey, you ever had a Michelin star tire?
He would be doing like those UFC, like Michelin's tires commercials
That's what. Yeah,
where he just punches the tires.
he would just hold a Monster Energy, and that would be it.
He doesn't have to say anything.
Yeah, it's just the Tulsa King
Yeah.
holding a Monster Energy.
Oh
I
man.
really wish that the parts of two I really like are whenever like Duke and Carl Weathers, and he's like, "You don't need that kind of man in your life. You kept hitting him with everything you got, and he kept coming."
Yeah. That was a
Like I wish
great
that
scene.
was more like I wish that they were like it was all from like because I really enjoyed the cut of four, like I was saying. I wish that they had a cut of two where it was more about like it was all from Creed's point of view.
Just
And like
talk
Rocky is this monster that he can't get over.
like this thing that keeps him awake at night.
Uh-huh.
Like
Because
he
they do it in the second one, but I wish it was like that was what the second one was about.
right, like they kind of talk about how mythical Rocky's performance was. Even though Creed technically won, he lost in the eyes of the people.
I won, but I didn't beat him.
Man, I won, but I didn't beat him.
I just love that line so good.
Such a great delivery on that line, dude. Carl Weathers kills this role. This is his role, dude. Like I feel like Sylvester Stallone, you know, he steals the show in his own way, but Apollo Creed, that character, man, he steals
He's always
every
been my
scene
guy.
he's in. Every scene he's in, dude, he snatches it.
I just love him.
Love him too. He's so great. He's
When they're
so
running on the beach in the third one,
Oh,
the
dude,
shorts couldn't get any shorter.
Apollo Yeah, no, true. But Apollo Creed really comes into his own in the third one.
Yeah, he's like a fully fledged character at that point.
Yeah, like the way he's just like he's introduced, you know, he hates Clubber Lang immediately. He's like, fuck that guy. But then he sees how Rocky struggles and he's like, I gotta help my boy out. I gotta help a man out. Where is it did they go to Creed's training camp? That was it like Burbank? Where it was in California, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's somewhere like that.
Yeah, I forgot where it was.
Because there's no beaches in Philly.
No. So they say I remember they left to go train with Creed's gym and so they went there and they're doing the training montage. This is really the movie. So the training montage has been like an element. It's an element in all these movies. And I feel like the training montage in three, my favorite training montages are either three or four.
Well, in four, you get to watch the entire other movies franchise. Because in the montage in four, when he's in Russia doing like the sit ups and stuff, in between those shots, you're watching the montage from three. You're watching the montage from one. You're watching the
Really?
montage from yeah. Like
Is this from the re-edit?
no, in both edits.
Oh, okay. I don't remember
In
that.
both edits, he's thinking of all of the times him and
Oh, yeah,
Carl Weathers
yeah.
have been hanging out. So there's like scenes from all the other movies of him training by himself or him training with Apollo, and then juxtaposed to Drago doing push-ups and getting steroid shots and running the laps.
Which I like too because you see the training montage from the villain's perspective in four.
Hmm.
Something you don't typically see in the first three movies. Like
But he was a specimen.
you see some of Clubber Lang's training montage. Like before the fight with Clubber Lang in three, there is a training montage, mostly from Clubber Lang's perspective, and it's the one where Rocky is mostly kind of like fiddle farting around in his like fancy schmancy gym.
He wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready. He wasn't taking the fight seriously, man. He was fighting nothing but cans.
Your
And then he fought someone like
next
Clubber
10
Lang.
fights, Rocky, they're gonna be easy.
Yeah, exactly. Dude, so first of all, favorite training montage? Go.
It's definitely 4 because you just get to watch all of it. You just get to watch all the movies without watching all the movies. You know, you skip all the boring parts.
Yeah. Well, I like threes mostly because it's about Rocky beating himself.
Yeah, like I like him and Carl Weathers hanging out in 3. Like that,
Yeah.
all that stuff is fun.
I think that's why it works so much for me. But I love fours too, just because like I like the terrain, I like the
Him
area.
running in the snow
I like it because it's also
in the
kind
barn
of
and stuff because it's like
yeah
kind of medieval.
yeah. It's kind of like a juxtaposition between um Rocky. I love the juxtaposition between Rocky and Drago, where Drago is like this amped up super soldier training with all the like the craziest technology and doing all this crazy shit, and Rocky is just in a barn somewhere, you know, doing all this basic shit, primal shit. He trained himself in a cave with a box of scraps.
He lifted hay bales and did one-arm push-ups.
It's beautiful.
You're telling me you can't make this?
What do you think is the movie that kind of like has the biggest emotional notes?
Uh, maybe like 2 whenever Adrian has a coma for a little bit.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. And then like he just like stays by her side and he won't see the baby until she wakes up.
Yeah, I
Because
think that's the most like emotional it gets. Even though that's kind of like corny and stuff now,
I don't
that's
know.
probably like the most time they're going for it. Or like the speech in Rocky Balboa.
Oh, the monologue.
The monologue speech is
Yeah,
pretty emotional.
that's a good one too. My okay, so like my favorite emotional moment in two. I'm gonna go movie by movie in the Rocky
Okay,
series,
let's go for it.
and I'm gonna
Let's go with
point.
the turtles.
I'm gonna point out my favorite emotional moment
The
in all
turtles
those
in
movies.
1. Anytime he feeds the turtles, I'm in.
That's funny. No, okay, okay. In one favorite emotional scene is when Mickey comes over to his house. Is right after he accepts the fight with Apollo Creed. Mickey comes over to his house after he gets the news, and he wants to talk to him about being his manager. And Rocky just starts having a fucking shit fit, where he's like, basically like, "Where were you when I needed you? You only want to be around me now because
I'm
I'm
big because I'm gonna be big.
because I'm getting this big fight." And Mickey leaves the apartment, but you still hear Rocky just like throwing shit and slam shit. It's really just like this moment. It's this breakdown of this character where he's like all sad and lonesome to the point where he doesn't know how to accept another person's help.
Pretty good.
And
Oh, also when Mickey dies.
Rocky 3.
Yeah, when Run that one's pretty emotional
That's what I
too.
was gonna say. That's what I was gonna say for Rocky 3.
Uh-huh. I
That's what.
forgot about that for a second, but once you said that, I was like, oh yeah, Mickey dies.
Oh God, Mickey's one of the biggest characters in the franchise, and
I
he
forgot all
dies,
about it.
and he
That's
dies.
why he isn't in 4.
That's why he's not in 4. He's dead. No,
He's dead.
he's dead. Rocky 2. My favorite emotional moment is when he wins the belt and they're like asking him what his thoughts are, and he's just like crying, and he's like, "Yo, Adrian, I did it."
I did it for you. This is my son was born. It's the best day of my life.
He's like, "For my wife and my kid at home, I just want to say, yo, Adrian, I did it." Gets me every time, man.
Just for you.
That's just for you, man. That's a good one. That's good shit. Rocky 3, Mickey's death.
Mickey dies.
Mickey's die. That's kind of like what you have to like go with when he dies. And then Rocky 4, Apollo dies.
It's pretty good.
It's pretty good.
I
Throw,
like
throw
I
the
like
damn
the part.
towel.
Throw in the damn towel. I like the part whenever Adrian and Rocky are arguing on the staircase in 4.
Oh yeah, and she's like, "You can't win, Rock.
Don't ever tell me I can't be a man.
Don't ever tell me the odds."
Yeah. So that's 1,340 to 1.
Don't ever tell me the odds.
It's
But
awesome.
but no, yeah, it's good shit, and that's a good
If
scene
you can
too.
change,
It's
then we can change, then we all change.
my favorite emotional moment of the movie. He ends the Cold War.
He ended the Cold War, dude. It's just facts.
I used to tell people that all the time. I used to be like, Rocky
It's,
Four is my
it's
favorite
so
Rocky
good.
movie because it ended the Cold War.
Oh, it's just so funny whenever he's about to fight Apollo and Drago. Drago's on the like boxing ring that lifts up and it's just Coming to America playing.
Oh,
It's so
iconic.
funny.
What an icon. James Brown is singing.
Living in America.
Yeah,
Yeah, I feel good.
doing that James Brown shit. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
Love it. Rocky Five. Shit. That's hard. It's tough to have an
When
emotional
you
moment in Rocky Five. I guess the biggest emotional cues are the benefit of Rocky Five is that he actually has his real life son, his late son, playing that character, his character son in the movie, Junior,
rest in peace.
R.I.P. Um, he's playing the character, and there's some emotional moments with them where like he's like, my dad's neglecting me, boohoo, all this sad stuff. My favorite moment from Rocky Five is whenever he's having the street fight with Tommy, and Tommy's like walking away, and he gets up and he goes, "Hey, yo, Tommy, I didn't hear no bell."
Which has been in meme to death in South Park.
Yeah, yeah, that was great.
Hear no bell.
Or maybe like that other moment in the movie where like it's always at the end of the movie with Rocky Five is like the best parts of the movie. But it's like the scene where it's like that promoter guy, like that the really smarmy promoter guy that was like turned Tommy Gunn to the dark side, and he's
The
like
Palpatine of the story.
the Palpatine of the story, and he's like, if you touch me, I'll sue. Go ahead, touch me, and I'll sue. And Rocky just turns around, punches him anyway, and he goes, "Sue me for what?" And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, for fucking punching him in the face. That's what.
Well, you for what? My brain don't work. Cabbages.
That's his defense in court. His brain is so fried he didn't know what the guy was saying.
Because I just fought Drago.
Yeah, it's fun.
Like
It's funny
you
that
you go fight Drago and see how your brain feels.
yeah, like the guy was on steroids and Rocky was taking cinder blocks to the face.
You got hit like 400 times.
Yeah, but he's like iron.
He's made like iron. If he
But
bleeds, he can die.
what do you think about like the setup for Rocky Five, where it's just like, hey, so I let Paulie take care of my finances, and now all my money's gone.
It's stupid. It's a bad
It's
movie.
dumb. It's dumb as fuck.
It's so
It was
stupid.
just an excuse to get.
Rocky to a point where he could be in street fights and stuff.
Yeah, it was just to get Rocky back to his roots of being a bum living in Philadelphia.
But it's such a bad. It's just bad. That's why Rocky Balboa is superior because it's just like, oh, now he's just old and washed, and that's why he's back down in his roots and stuff.
Yeah, like he owns a restaurant. I mean, like it takes a character that has been through some shit in a sports field and actually applies reality to him and is like, here's what he would be doing. He would have invested his money into a restaurant. He'd opened it up. He's the type of guy that, you know, he spent a lot of his years living in, like, if you just ignore what happened in Rocky 5, you can explain away what happened in Rocky Balboa as to why he lives in the house he lives in. He downsized, you know? Like, you could argue that he's probably still really fucking rich and has a lot of money. He just chooses not to do anything with it because, you know, his son is grown and moved on, his wife is dead. shit like that. You don't have to have Rocky 5 explanation come along and say, well, he's a broke bitch because he let his dumbass friend Paulie take control of his finances.
Yeah, it's just so silly.
Like Rocky 5 is woefully, woefully unrelated to is the most what am I trying to say here? Rocky 5 is the most unvaluable to the lore. Like it's the most unreferenced, most just inconsequential movie to the lore.
It's not. It's just not. It doesn't count.
No. Rocky Balboa emotional moment. Like you said, the monologue in that movie. I really like the scene where he goes and he reads to Adrian.
It's pretty good.
That's really good. I think
That
there's
would
a
make me sad too.
I think there's a deleted scene in that movie where Paulie gets drunk and he's like talking about Adrian. I think I can't remember much about that scene because I don't know if it's in the theatrical cut, but it's supposed to be really good. And then of course I like the moment at the end of the movie when Rocky is finishes fighting. I forget the villain's name in the movie. He's not really a villain because he's not like a bad guy. He's just a guy Rocky fights. I can't remember his name. But after Rocky fights him and loses to him, like Rocky doesn't even stay to finish hearing like the decision. He's already out the door. But he's just happy that people are like cheering him on, and he proved to himself that he can still hang around with the young guys and kick ass. It's kind of a rehash of the first movie where it wasn't so much about winning or beating the main opponent at the end of the movie. It was about just proving that you could go the distance.
I can go the distance.
I can beat the odds.
He's going for distance. He's going for speed.
Do we talk about the Creed movies all?
I really like the first one a lot.
The first one's golden.
The first one is like objectively probably the best of the whole series
Of the Creed trilogy?
of just Rocky.
Oh shit, that's claim.
It's just so perfect because you need all of the Rocky movies lore to lead up to this point, obviously.
Yes.
But it's so well written and ties everything together without it just being like a money grab, without it just being like a reference for the sake of reference. It's just so good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the rest of them fall into the pitfalls of the same things.
Well, do you think
sequels
that's partially because Ryan Coogler was at like the helm of that first movie?
yeah,
Ryan
because he doesn't miss.
No, Ryan Coogler of recent Sinners fame, Black Panther, just a really gifted writer director.
He's the best in the biz.
Yeah, I think that's the only criticism you can lobby against Creed is that you have to have seen all the other Rocky movies to really like get it.
It is, but it's just so beautiful.
Yeah, I love this. I love the moment in Creed where Adonis finds out that Rocky has cancer, and
He's like, how could you not tell me?
they have to like work through it together.
Beautiful. It's just a great movie.
Great stuff. Creed 2.
It's the classic rematch, the grudge match, fathers, the sons of fathers rematch.
Yeah. I think there's also is it I don't remember if it's in the theatrical cut or if there's a deleted scene where Rocky and Drago have like a small spat out in the lobby.
I've seen it. I feel like I've seen it every time I've watched that movie.
Okay. I couldn't remember if it was a cut scene or if it was in the theatrical cut. Because I've only seen Creed 2 once.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen it twice, and both times have been like on streaming, so it might just have that in it.
Okay. Creed 2, the moment that sticks out to me emotionally is whenever Adonis is like, I gotta do this. Well, okay, in the first Creed movie, there's that scene where he's doing the fight and he's losing the fight against that really tough guy. And Adonis is like, I gotta do this. And Rocky's like, "Why do you got to do this?" And he's like, "To prove something." And he's like, "Prove what?" "To prove I'm not a mistake." And I thought that was a really good. I thought that was a really good bit of dialogue for the first Creed movie. In the second Creed movie, it's more about like revenge against his dad. Um, and there's kind of like this moment where it's not having to do anything with Adonis or Rocky. It's more so like having to do with Drago and his son, where like there's like this the subplot theme of Creed 2 is that after Drago lost to Rocky, he lost everything, including his
Mother Rush does not accept losers.
no, and he lost his wife, he lost his station in life. The only thing he had was his son, and when his son lost, Drago made sure not to make the same mistakes that he felt his country made. So he didn't abandon his son when his son lost. So I thought that was really cool.
It's good character development.
Yeah, I thought that was nice. And then Creed 3, man, I couldn't fucking tell you.
It's just bad.
I didn't think it was bad, but I didn't really care for it because I feel like it's
That's
so far removed from what the first two Creed movies were accomplishing.
It's just a third one for the sake of having a third one at that point.
Yeah, and I don't know if it's because I don't know if I'm jaded against Michael B. Jordan as a director. Um,
What I really think is that this three should have been two, and two should have been three.
maybe, maybe that would have
Like
helped.
if they came out in that order, and we were like, oh, Creed 2's whatever, but then they were like, Creed 3, he's fighting Drago's son. We would have been like, oh, okay.
I don't know, man, because
I just
I
feel like it would
also
have gone
feel
over
like
easier,
I also feel like I'm like slightly biased to the fact that Rocky's not in it.
which is also a big problem.
I feel like that's what kind of gets me is that Rocky's not in Creed 3 and it doesn't and I mean like the Creed movies I understand are supposed to be like a passing of the torch type series. It's not supposed to be about Rocky and it's not supposed to be a Rocky movie. But and Creed 3 accentuates that. Creed 3 is definitively not a Rocky movie. I don't even consider it part of the Rocky franchise, really, because if Rocky's not in it, it's not a Rocky movie. It's definitively a Creed movie, and I'm fine with that to an extent. It's just that I feel spoiled by the fact that we had Creed 1 and Creed 2 be Creed movie, or be, Rocky movies with Creed in it. This one is just straight up a Creed movie that focuses on things that happened in Adonis's past that are now catching up to him, and now he has to face those things. But it kind of feels like it rehashes certain elements of Rocky 3 because I don't remember his name, but the character that Adonis fights in the movie is basically like a Clubber Lang clone, but with like a with a definitive Dame Anderson, that was his name in the movie, played by Jonathan Majors. Is like a Clubber Lang type character who came from nothing, but it has a close connection with Adonis. I just don't really feel like the script was really strong in that movie.
Yeah, it's a little rushed.
It just doesn't feel like it hits those same beats. Because one of the things that I feel like it's trying to do is it's trying to be like, here comes this guy, and he's coming after everything Adonis has got. Adonis is on top of the world. He's retiring from the sport. He's got everything a guy with a legacy like his could want. And here comes this guy who's going to take it all away from him. And part of me is just kind of like thinking to myself, like, I don't really care. Like, that's part of the problem with the movie, is it doesn't make me really care about what's happening to Adonis. But I don't know. That's just how I feel about it.
No, I agree. It's just not. It doesn't hold up to the standard that we've come to know. It's very Rocky Five.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to be that insulting to it because I do think, I mean, seriously, like, I don't think it's like that bad of a movie. I wouldn't say it's like shit or anything, but I would say that I would say that Rocky 5 is objectively the worst Rocky movie. And then Creed 3 I think takes up the slack by being the second worst Rocky. If I had okay, let's get into a ranking system right now.
Here we go.
Let's
This is what we came here
This is
for.
what we want to do. I'm gonna go, and I've got them pulled up in front of me. I'm gonna go with Rocky 5, Creed 3, uh, Creed 2,
Rocky 3.
Rocky 3. I don't know. Rocky 3 has a lot of it. Rocky 3 is more entertaining than it is dramatic.
It's true, but I'd rather watch Balboa in 4 and 1 and 2.
Okay. 3, then Balboa,
Then Balboa.
then Creed,
Yes.
then 4.
I'll let you go.
Let me cook. Let me cook on this one.
Okay.
Rocky 4, Rocky 1, Rocky 2.
You have Rocky 2 at the top.
Yes.
Interesting.
Because I feel like in your top 2, okay, I put Rocky 2 at the top because I think fundamentally the pacing of the movie, the pacing of the movie, I think is just like on fire, and it gives you the ending you want. It satisfies all audiences.
It's true.
It's a perfect sequel.
And it's kind of almost just a retelling of the first one, but with a little bit more money and better ideas and better direction.
And it introduces new themes, new obstacles for our hero. It's the perfect sequel because it takes things that were established in the first movie and directly builds on top of them. Whereas something like Rocky 3 takes nothing from Rocky 2. It takes nothing from the first 2 Rocky movies and builds upon it in this movie, except maybe the relationship between Apollo and Rocky. Rocky 4 takes nothing from Rocky 3 and builds upon it in Rocky 4. Rocky 5, actually, you can make an argument, takes things from Rocky 4 and builds upon it. It just does it in a shit way. Then Rocky Balboa comes along, doesn't take really anything from the first 4 movies and builds on top of it. Creed takes everything. Creed 1 and Creed 2 takes things from a whole Rocky franchise as a whole and builds upon it. And then Creed 3 doesn't do any of that. So
No.
let me reiterate my rankings real quick and then I'll let you do yours. Rocky 5, Creed 3, Creed 2, Rocky Balboa, we said Rocky 5, Creed 3, Creed 2, Rocky 3, Rocky Balboa, Creed, Rocky 4, Rocky 1, Rocky 2. There. And then I'll let you cook.
My list is exactly the same, except the top 3. Instead, it's Rocky 2 is 3, Rocky 1 is 2, and Rocky 4 is 1.
Okay, so you just swapped Rocky 2 and Rocky 4.
Yeah.
I gotcha.
That's why I was like, it's almost exactly the same, but the top 3 is a little switched.
It's almost there. You're almost on par.
I just like 4 so much.
4's good, man. 4's great.
4's just always been the Rocky that I've like watched the most. Whenever it's been like the marathons on TV and stuff, I'm like, oh, once Rocky 4 comes around,
yeah,
we're cooking.
I will say my ranking is totally different if I arrange it in terms of like what I want to watch, what I want to just watch on any given day, you know.
It's true. Hey, you just wait till you see the re-edit.
Oh no, it's gonna kick my ass.
You're just gonna be like, "This is the greatest movie cinema's ever produced."
Yeah. Yeah, I'm excited whenever I do get around to it. So yeah, like I think Rocky 3 is like I think it's for movies that I just want if life's feeling rocky,
Put on some Rocky.
I put on some Rocky,
Bum, ba-da-dum, ba-da-dum, ba-ba-bum.
and then the Rocky I always pick is either Rocky 3 or Rocky 4.
It's just the way to go.
Yeah. Now if I'm going to say introduce Rocky to someone that's never seen Rocky before, obviously I'm going to go with the first movie. And then I'm going to like the first movie is a lot like The Godfather in that you're going to watch The Godfather. You might come back to The Godfather every so often to enjoy it, but you're not going to sit there and rewatch The Godfather front to back every single fucking time, you know, like multiple times in a day. I could rewatch Rocky 3 probably like 5 times in a row and still get new things to enjoy from it.
That's so funny.
And the same thing with Rocky 4. I'm not going to leave Rocky 4. I lump 3 and 4 together in terms of like
They're
quality.
more similar than one and two.
Yes, because they have a very similar tone.
It's
Tone
more the two first ones are in the 70s and the two second ones are in the 80s.
and you feel it.
You could literally tell.
And and Rocky 5 is the black sheep of the family. It's the only one that took place in the 90s.
You've talked about it more than Sylvester Stallone's talked about five in like 30 years.
Well, you know what's funny about it is so we uh of all of the Rocky movies, Sylvester Stallone has directed 4 out of the 6 Rocky movies. That being Rocky 2, 3, and 4, then Rocky Balboa, and the original director of Rocky 1 was John G. Avildsen, who then came back to do Rocky 5 because my understanding is the whole goal of Rocky 5 was to bring it back to the roots of Rocky 1, including getting the same director.
Just a massive L on everybody's part.
Yeah. And Sylvester Stallone, obviously, he wrote all of the first 6 Rocky movies, and he co-wrote Creed 2. Yeah, he co-wrote Creed 2, and he was the producer on all 3 of the Creed movies. So he had a lot of creative control in the series, except he was cut famously from Creed 3. There was a lot of dispute there between Michael B. Jordan and Sylvester Stallone on how involved the Rocky character was going to be in the movie.
It's a little sketchy.
Little sketch. But John G. Avildsen, the director of Rocky 5 and Rocky 1, would famously go on to direct another famous sports-related franchise about fighting. Can you remember what it is?
Nope.
The Karate Kid.
Karate Kid.
Yep.
I thought about it last second. I was like, wait a minute, I do know this one.
Yep. He went on to direct the Karate Kid movies. Now, I think he just did the first one. He might have done all 3. Might have done all 3. Let me see real quick. He did Rocky. He won Best Director for that. Let's see. Yeah, he did the Karate Kid 1, Karate Kid Part 2, and Karate Kid Part 3. And his final film...
The new Karate Kid?
No, his final film was in 1999. It was a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie called Inferno.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, what a way to end your career.
How the mighty have fallen.
But he had a long career. He had like a 30-year long career in directing.
God bless him.
Yeah. Big director in the 70s. But yeah, his big 2 are Rocky and the Karate Kid.
Awesome.
Yeah, great stuff. And then of course, I'm looking at some of these other directors like Stephen Caple Jr. for Creed 2. Yeah, I mean his biggest other thing he did was Transformers Rise of the Beasts. So that's what he had going for him. And then Michael B. Jordan, of course, being the director for Creed 3 was actually his directorial debut.
Unfortunate.
Shitty. Not a good look, bud.
Not a good look, son.
No, terrible. Okay, favorite fights. Let's go over our favorite fight scenes. Like what ranks as number one fight scene in your mind? I'm gonna guess and say it's Rocky Four's final fight scene for you.
No,
Really?
no. If we're doing it by movie, it's the Carl Weathers Drago fight for sure. If we're doing it, and then the fight in two is at the end of two is really awesome, even though the standing 10 count thing doesn't make any sense
No. Yeah.
because
If
it's
they
not.
went by actual TKO boxing rules, he would have already been out.
Yeah, and it's just like whoever gets up first.
Yeah.
That's not how that works.
No. Um.
But I really like that fight. The first fight's iconic, obviously.
Yes.
I also really like the one where Rocky loses in three.
To Clubber Lang.
Yeah,
Yeah. Because that's just a pure ass whooping.
yeah. He just wasn't ready for it.
No. I
He
like
thought Clever Light was gonna be a bum.
I like the Hulk Hogan fight in 3. I love it. I love when Rocky gets thrown. He's like, Adrian, catch me, and and he gets chucked, and then he stands up, and he's like, cut my gloves off. Just cut my gloves off. And he goes in there and he just starts piecing up Hulk Hogan. And I love the size difference between Hulk Hogan and Rocky Balboa. And I feel like that's where they were like, what we need to do is we need to get a guy that's fucking huge and put him
Just
in
a big
there.
old 6 foot something guy.
Yeah, just put him in there with Rocky Balboa, Sylvester Stallone. 'Cause Sylvester Stallone's only like 5'10", 5'9".
And just an average guy versus a Hulk Hogan monster.
Yeah, and Hulk Hogan was like 6'5", 6'6",
Something crazy.
something nuts. And so when they do Rocky 4 and they're doing the casting for that, they're like, we need a guy that's 6'5" at least. And then Dolph Lundgren goes into the casting line, and he looks the part, right? He's got the blonde hair. He looks Russian. I don't know. I think he's Swedish, but he looks Russian. And he's going through the casting line. This is a really good story he tells, where how he got the part, and they get him up to the part, and they didn't even look at him when he got to the casting table. They were like, "How tall are you?" And he answers truthfully. He says 6'4". They're like, "Nah, back of the line." Or no, they're like, "Get out of here." So they didn't look at him, right? So instead of leaving, he gets back in line, waits another 2 hours to get through the line, then gets back to the front, and then when they ask him, how tall are you? He goes, 6'5". And they're like, perfect. Got him. And they look up, they see him, and when Sylvester Stallone himself saw him, he was like, this guy's perfect. This guy's the guy. So, really great stuff
You
there.
gotta lie a little bit.
You gotta lie a little to get by. And then, of course, that movie made Dolph Lundgren's career in and of itself.
Later showing up in the Expendables.
Yeah. The Expendable. He was the first Punisher, on-screen Punisher. And the
I thought he
Punisher.
was the bad guy in one of the Punishers.
No, he was the in the 1989 Punisher movie. He was the Punisher. He was Frank Castle.
That's so weird.
Yeah. He was also he was also in the Universal Soldier movies with Jean-Claude Van Damme. So sucks. I love how every time I bring up Jean-Claude Van Damme, you're like, fucking sucks, dude.
That sucks.
That sucks for them. I'll be
Him
like,
and Seagal are just the worst.
I'll be like, oh, so and so was in a. I'll be like, so and so was in a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, and you're like, dude, that sucks for them.
Yeah, I bet that was terrible.
Hate that for them.
I hope they got paid for that.
Yeah, they got paid in wages. Yeah, for sure. They definitely made money.
I hope they made profit off of that.
Yeah. Oh, they didn't. If it's a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie, they did not make money off of that.
No.
I think very early on in his career, you were making some money off shit, but beyond that, you were not making money off a Jean-Claude Van Damme movie.
No.
None. None at
You
all.
weren't getting my money, that's for sure.
That's for sure. Love it. Love it. Love it.
That's a hard target, you know?
I love the fight in part 5 where
No.
just let me jerk off part 5 for a second here.
No, stop. You
The
talk too much about it. We don't talk about part five. Anyways, in Rocky Balboa, the fight at the end where he has to, prove himself once again that he can stand with the best, that he's the Italian stallion. That's pretty moving. That's good stuff.
that is good stuff.
Then in
Yeah.
Creed, whenever I like in Creed, whenever he's like, I had to take a shit, take my gloves off.
Yeah.
That
Right
part
before
always
his
gets
first
me.
fight with Rocky.
Yeah, where you just like take my gloves off real fast. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Gotta poop.
I take shit, man. And then Creed 2, obviously, you have to go with the fight between him and Drago 2.
Especially when he gets dropped for a second.
Oh, yeah, that was crazy. And then Creed 3, I mean, obviously give it to his final fight with Dame, but the best fight in the franchise, that's a tough one.
Might be the Clubber Lang fight.
Mm,
Sky the Tiger and everything.
it does, but I kind of like in Rocky 4, the final fight, it just, there's so much more that means to it.
Yeah, he's trying to beat Russia.
It-
The idea of communism.
And not just that, he's also trying to avenge his dead friend.
Drago!
Drago! Crazy. Um, but yeah, that's kind of where my head's at with that. Um, any other big Rocky related thingamabobbers that you got going on in your head?
I just want to see the Duke prequel series.
Is this something they talked about?
No.
It's just a fantasy. It's a
It's
fan
just a
thing.
fantasy. It's just a fantasy thing. I've seen some people talk about the idea of it, but just like Duke being like this boxer and then like Apollo being a young kid on the way up
Yeah, that'd be
and that
cool.
he takes under his wing.
That's like where the series ends. He's like, who are you? Name's Apollo.
No, that's the end of the first episode. This
Oh
the
shit.
show the show ends and they're like there's this Italian stallion that keeps calling his name.
There's this
They never say
guy.
Rocky.
They never say the word Rocky. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense. Let's see here. Let's see if they have any upcoming future Rocky projects.
I think Michael B. Jordan's doing a show, but I don't think if he's in it, I don't think it's very much. I think it's like in the Rocky Creed universe.
Okay, so this is based on Google Gemini's AI.
Oh, okay.
So
It's Cortana.
we'll see how accurate this is. It says upcoming Rocky projects is, and this is all potential. I don't know if any of this is in development or what's going on. A Rocky 7,
No.
Rocky
God,
Balboa.
no.
Rocky Balboa befriends and mentors a young undocumented immigrant boxer. It says a script exists, but rights conflict, and production challenges the MGM Rocky IP holders, create uncertainty, which is very weird. I thought Sylvester Stallone was the IP holder for Stallone. Who holds the IP for Rocky then?
Maybe he sold it.
Who holds the rights to Rocky? It says the rights to the Rocky franchise are primarily held by the producer I mentioned earlier, Irwin Winkler, who produced all the Rocky movies. A situation that has caused significant public dispute with creator Sylvester Stallone, who wrote and starred in the films, but owns no stake in the franchise.
Hmm.
Winkler and his family control the rights, which extends to the successful Creed spin-off series, despite Stallone creating the character and story. So how does this happen? It says Stallone sold the rights early in his career for a small upfront payment and a back-end deal, but ultimately has zero ownership of the films or characters, including Creed. Producer Irwin Winkler has controlled the franchise for over 47 years, with his family expected to inherit the rights, a decision Stallone calls unfair. So Stallone is constantly contesting this.
And this is why it's so important that Ryan Coogler in 25 years will own the rights to Sinners.
Yeah. Owning
'Cause This
owning
hap-
owning the
this
rights to your
happens to
movies is
everybody.
very important.
This happens to movies and music and art and everything.
Yeah, this happens way too often. Especially for up and coming creators, because I mean, at the time Stallone created the Rocky character, he was a fucking
There's
nobody.
nobody.
He was nobody.
He didn't have anything.
He needed the money.
He was living there with those turtles.
Yeah, exact. Those were his turtles. Well, no, in reality, the turtles were for the movie, but Stallone did go on to adopt the turtles.
Hey, just let it happen.
Um. So this is so this appears to be the major reason why Stallone was not involved in Creed 3 was because of his dispute with Winkler. Because he's trying to get some portion of the rights back, but Winkler's not budging.
He just needs to do a few more seasons of Tulsa King and he'll have enough money.
Yeah. That's the second time you mentioned Tulsa King. You like
It's
that?
just it's the only thing he's still doing.
I was about to say, you like that show?
No, my dad does.
Oh yeah, does he? I've only seen the first 2 seasons, and I didn't really want to get into it anymore.
No, I don't know if he still watches it, but I remember a lot of times when I was coming over, the last season 1 or 2 were coming out, I was like, still watching it? He's like, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty good. A Rocky. So Stallone plans to write and star in a potential Rocky 7 if it ever gets off the ground. A potential Rocky prequel series is supposed to be in development to some degree. Set in the 1960s, it follows a teenage Rocky Balboa and Adrian exploring societal changes like the Civil Rights Movement and Cold War. It's supposed to be a multi-season series for streaming, allowing deeper character development. And it's supposed to be lighter and more intimate compared to the films. And then another one is a Drago spin-off film or show following Ivan Drago's storyline after Creed 2. This project could explore his family's legacy further, potentially featuring Victor Drago.
I'd watch an episode.
I'd
See if
check
it
it
was
out.
good.
Yeah, I'd check it out. I mean, why not, right? I mean,
Throw
it's more
some money at Dolph Lundgren.
more Rocky projects. I'd be down.
It's a weird franchise.
Yeah. Here's some canceled projects we got. Or I guess it's just one. It says here in January 2022, an issue of Empire, which was published in November of 2021, Ralph Macchio revealed that he had previously been approached about a potential Rocky and Karate Kid crossover film in 2012.
It'd be incredible.
To be directed by the original director John G. Avildsen, which would follow Daniel Russo's daughter and Milo Ventimiglia's Rocky Balboa Jr. getting together and opening a dojo. Describing the concept as awful, Macchio declined reprising his role, and the project subsequently entered development hell before being abandoned in favor of Creed and Cobra Kai individually. I think it was for the best.
It was the move.
I think that was the move, yeah. Well, I think that just about covers everything we needed to say about Rocky.
We did it.
What final thoughts?
40 episodes later, and we did it.
We did it. So this is, in many ways, this is the finale of Action Jack-Offs, but it's also the penultimate episode because we do plan on having one more episode after this where we just kind of like talk about the show, you know, things that we like doing.
The final ranking.
Yes. Doing this has been really fun. Oh yeah, we got to do the final ranking. We'll probably do that in the next episode because I don't have it set up right now. But I'll get it set up in the next episode. The final episode is when we'll do it. We'll do it at the start of that episode, and then we'll get to talking about like all our favorite stuff. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode, guys. Thank you for watching. If you've stayed around, if you've watched the Action Jack-Off series, we really appreciate it. It was not a ton of work, but it is something that we decided to take the time out of our day to do. And hopefully we did it for the appreciation of people that like to listen. If not, then it was just something that was really fun for me and my best friend to do on a not a consistent basis, but a basis.
Faces.
Yeah,
We pumped out a good number.
40 episodes in just over a year.
It's not bad.
That's not terrible. I mean, considering there's 52 weeks in a year,
We were almost there.
we were almost there. But yeah, that's going to be it from us. Make sure to like and subscribe. This episode's going up on YouTube the next day. All that good stuff. Yada, yada, yada. Peace.